All right, now let's bring back our powerhouse panel. The author of Words for Warriors, Sam Sorbo, political analyst extraordinaire, Mark Halpern, National Advisory Board member for Project 21, and principal of Red Tail Strategies, Christopher Arps, and the former acting director of U.S. National Intelligence, Rick Grinnell, with me here on the couch with the great socks. Okay, folks. Social media under the microscope. The Facebook whistleblower revealing her identity last night on CBS's 60 Minutes, saying some pretty damning things about the big tech giant and its decisions to choose profit over safety. Take a listen.
Right now, we have no independent transparency mechanisms that allow us to see what Facebook is doing internally. And we have seen from things like the Community Enforcement Report that when Facebook is allowed to create its own homework, it picks metrics that are in its own benefit.
Rick, we've been talking about regulating big tech for years now. People have seen this train wreck coming. And do you think that now this is actually going to force some regulation?
You know, the big question is what type of regulation, right? We all want to control what's happening with the cancel culture and big tech censoring conservatives. There's no question that they are. We've got to figure out exactly how to do it. I think that Republican senators need to get a lot more active on this issue. We need to hear from them the ideas that they have. Bring Facebook, bring YouTube, which is a big problem, Twitter, into a Senate hearing and ask them what's going on. Demand that they give us better answers and then hold them accountable. We are in this mode where we ask the questions, they give us some bland answer, and then we go away, and they continue to do their censorship. And I think that we've got to stop that. We've got to have warriors who are in the Senate who are going to hold their feet to the fire and figure out a solution. This has been going on for way too long.
Sam, when you saw the reports, and you have to give credit to the Wall Street Journal, they have done a phenomenal job of laying all of this out over the last month in a number of exposés. When you saw in particular the information about how Facebook knew that Instagram was damaging to young girls and young people and their self-esteem, that it was having mental health impacts, and yet they chose to do nothing about it. What was your reaction?
Well, I was absolutely shocked. I mean, nobody could have seen this coming, that this very large corporation is more interested in their bottom line profit than they are in the health and welfare of the citizens of the United States. I think that the struggle that we have is that probably half of the senators are all about the censorship. They are for censorship because the left is notorious in holding its view and thinking that everybody else who disagrees is simply wrong and should be silenced. Silenced, not just, quieted down. And so they've been practicing this thing that I call digital assassination for far too long, and they ought to be held accountable, and they ought to pay recompense for the damages that they've done.
The whistleblower was talking about questionable content as well. Take a listen.
Mark has never set out to make a hateful platform, but he has allowed choices to be made where the side effects of those choices are that hateful, polarizing content gets more distribution, more reach.
Journalists Jeff Horowitz and Kara Swisher also were describing the culture at Facebook. They're the ones who have been doing these exposés on the platform. Take a listen to this as well.
We have heard that they actually have taken pretty much all of their researchers and basically blame them for this. It's a very weird mentality over there.
What they're doing is they're saying, we didn't cause hate. I don't think they did. What they're doing is amplifying and weaponizing it to an unprecedented degree.
Chris, to Rick's point earlier, what do you do? It's almost like big tech has become the big tobacco of the era. You've got Zuckerberg and Facebook. They're not just involved in censorship. They're not just creating a service that could be damaging, but they're also driving an agenda. Governor DeSantis is investigating the company for whitelisting, which could give an unfair advantage to campaigns. Zuckerberg and his wife put $350 million into the 2020 election for what they called mail-in ballot processing. The tentacles reach far and wide here. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I hope the Wall Street Journal articles, and I also hope this CBS 60 Minute report will bring more bipartisanship on trying to regulate big tech. The two senators that have been the most vocal have been our own Missouri's Josh Hawley and Senator Ted Cruz. But definitely we need more regulation. We need more hearings. This revelation about this whitelisting that Facebook is doing, that they're holding celebrities and people of that nature to lower standards than they are for everyone else, is just something that we already know, and it kind of just reemphasizes that we know that they are more censorious towards conservatives than other groups and other people.
We're going to continue to talk about this and follow it here on Newsmax, and we'll see what happens with it. Thank you to our panel. We're going to see you in the next hour.